Story time on the girls' trip to Houston that went wrong. I hope y'all ready. And if there was a Bible right here, right now, put my hand on the Bible. I'm not lying about nothing that I'm about to say. Because honestly, y'all, I thought like this would never happen to me. Like, you know, you hear stories all the time about the girls on TikTok going on these girls' trips. They falling out, they fighting, they ain't coming home as friends. It's always in Miami or in Jamaica or in Mexico. But no, y'all, Houston. I didn't even follow with nobody because they wasn't my friends, and I was trying to be respectful of my friend and not tell the story. But I'm not gonna tell it in a messy way, but I did give her permission to tell the story, so I'm gonna tell y'all. Hopefully this don't, you know, I don't want this to blow up only because like I just don't want it to blow up, because I just want to tell. Everybody keeps asking me what happened, and I'm just gonna tell it on here, and it's gonna do whatever it does. I am nervous to tell it because I'm like, what if y'all don't agree with me? But like, I can admit maybe at some parts where I was wrong, but we'll get to that. I'm gonna try to keep this in one part because nobody wants to listen to multiple parts. So honestly, we just about to jump straight into it. I was supposed to be doing skincare, but I talk with my hands. I ain't gonna be able to do skincare while, you know, I'm trying to talk to y'all. I do have screenshots, I have evidence, I have text messages to show y'all. So whatever I do have to like tag, I'm gonna tag in part two. But let's just get into it. So basically, y'all, I'm going to give code names, but I'm not giving much code names. I'm only going to give code names to the girls that I'm not cool with. But everybody else, y'all getting called by name. I'm not doing all of that because I'm going to forget. So basically, my friend Zai, we've been friends since high school. We got closer over like the past 2 years. You know, we're adults. We relate. We're trying to do things with our life. That's my girl. We vibe on like a totally different level. Like, she's my friend. I could talk about God. We could talk about everything. And yeah, that's just my girl. So once we came back from my birthday trip in October from Atlanta, we talked about going to Houston. Keep in mind, us two plus my best friend, we were supposed to be going to Houston to apartment tour and explore and go out a little bit. So she ended up graduating from college in December of 2024, the December we just had. And originally she invited me on her girls trip to, I want to say it was Jamaica. The original trip, as far as I was concerned, was not to Houston, because that was a trip that we planned to go on together by ourselves without her friends. So basically, I get a message from her. She's telling me, you know, we're doing a girls trip to Houston for her graduation trip. She wants me to come, and honestly, I felt like if I didn't come, I would feel bad, because she took the time out to come on my birthday trip to Atlanta. Mind you, she lives in Florida, I live in South Carolina, so I'm like, I cannot miss my girls trip. Like, I already told her I would come on her graduation trip. My best friend couldn't even come with me, but I'm like, I gotta go, because me, I'ma always feel bad if I don't stand on what I say. I'll be out of breath. But yeah, so I'm like, I gotta fucking go. I gotta go. I'm gonna try to not curse, for real, because I just cussed on accident. But I'm like, I gotta go. So I'm like, all right, cool. But then I'm like, but wait, her friends are coming. And on top of that, y'all, it was 8 of us total. 7 of them coming from Tally, where they're from. 1 of me coming from South Carolina. I'm coming by myself, and I don't know these girls. So of course, I'm low-key like, oh my gosh, like, should I even go? Like, I don't know them. Like, what if they're weird? What if they try to fight me? What if they kill me and kidnap me? Y'all know a whole bunch of shit be going on. And I think like that, because I'm not gonna let nobody get over on me. Like, I'm not doing that. And people are crazy. But I sucked it up. I booked my flight. I bought my clothes. Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to go to Houston. I'm excited. I've never been. And I'm just like, you know what? If the girls are weird, I'm just going to book me a flight and I'm going to come back home. I'm going to change my flight and I'm going to come back home, because I don't do the weirdness. I am a straight, no BS person. I don't play like that. I might be only 21, but I am grown. I handle my business. I have my own business. I am on my P's and Q's. Y'all not going to play with me. So we in a group chat. We get added to this group chat. I'm looking at the itinerary and I'm noticing, I'm like, you know, this itinerary, it don't look like what me and friend was talking about. All I see is club, E. So it's given we finna be shaking our ass and we finna be big bags. And I'm like, this don't really look too right. Where's the activity? We were supposed to go horseback riding. We didn't do that. The only activities we did was pole dancing, and we did the art museum. There was supposed to be way more on there than what we actually did. I'm not a partier, but I also go along with whatever the group wants to do. It's not my trip. I can't take over. But at the same time, too, her friends took over the itinerary. And she called me like a couple weeks before we left, and she was upset because she already was just like, you know, this is not how I'm wanting my trip to go, basically. So we texted in the group chat. We all sent pictures to introduce ourselves. I think that was really for me and Chloe, who's her other friend, who is from there, but she doesn't hang with the girls. She don't know them at all. And also her other friend, Naja, which I know Naja. She came on my birthday trip. So we always just send a picture to see how we all look, Now, I remember, which wasn't a big deal, but sometimes when I would text in the group chat, nobody would respond except Zai and maybe one other person. I can't really remember who. But I was just like, like, every time that I'm texting, like, nobody's really saying nothing. But I'm also a overthinker, so I'm like, Lexi, don't think too much into it because it's probably nothing. Which at the time, I don't think it was anything. We just don't know each other. But, you know, whatever. So we get there. Now, mind you, I flew in, Zai and Chloe flew in. So they flew in from Florida, I flew in from South Carolina, and we all met at Houston's airport. So we get to the airport, and the rest were driving 10 plus hours because they were scared to fly. Totally understandable. Y'all were too scared to fly. That's why y'all drove 10 plus hours. Right. Okay, so they're still on the way, but we're at the airport, and automatically, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I clicked with Chloe. Like, we were in literally, y'all, throughout the whole trip. I'm like, literally one night we was sitting in the bed, we was talking. I'm like, girl, is you me? Because why are we saying the same thing? Like, I hope I can actually have a friendship with her, because we are like, I don't know, I love her a lot. I don't really know her, but I love her. Like, she's so down to earth. Like, she's like splitting image of me, like who I am on the inside. So yeah, basically we land. I'm already like, dang, like I like Chloe. We go out to eat. And then now it's like we're supposed to be getting early check-in for our B&B. Now, mind you, check-in, of course, like everywhere else, is 4 p.m. Meaning if we're getting 2 hours early for check-in, we're checking in at 2 p.m., right? So she's on the phone with her friends. Sai's on the phone with her friends. She's like, yeah, we're just coming to get something to eat because we can't get into the B&B, that. And they're like, oh, you need to get your money back because why you can't check in? Like, basically, like, they trying to play you, like, you need to get your money back because why you can't check in, y'all got early check-in. I'm in the back seat like, bro, early check-in is 2 o'clock. It's literally 12 p.m. Why would we be able to get into the B&B if they literally checked out at 11? Check-in isn't until 2. So automatically, I'm like, are y'all slow? But like, I wasn't trying to be rude, but I'm also really like, I'm a straightforward person. Like, come on, like, we gotta use our brains. Obviously, we can't check in because it's not 2 o'clock. Like, what? But at the same time, too, I don't know y'all. So I'm just like, I'm sitting in the back seat, minding my business. I'm just like, whatever. This ain't even my conversation for real. It's given. I'm gonna have to do 2 parts. But yeah, so basically we ended up going, we ate, and then we left there. We went to Jordan Soul Food. It was good. Then we left there. We went to Dollar Tree. Zai was straight, like, head was straight on wanting to do goodie bags for them. So we was helping her pick out stuff. And at first she wasn't going to do the goodie bags. Now, I can't really recall why she said why she wasn't going to do them. And I'm not going to really say because I don't fully know. But I knew it had something to do with her saying she knew she was going to have to pay something else on the trip because something was going to happen. She knew. So she wasn't really wanting to do goodie bags, but she decided to do them anyways because she's just like me. When we're hosting things, that's what you got to do as a host. You do shit like that. That's just how it is. You do stuff like that. Like, come on. So she buys the goodie bags, you know, she puts everything together. We get to the B&B. It's literally a duplex. So it's house B on the left, house A on the right. We picked house B. There was 3 rooms in each house with queen beds, and they all had 2 bathrooms. So one of the girls who was riding with them from, you know, from Florida, that's the girl who came on my birthday trip. So I knew her. So I said, well, Zai, so we have an even number. Bring her to this house. The 2 sisters can share a room and the other 2 get their own room. You and Naja can share a room. Me and Chloe get our own room. It was simple. So I get in the house, you know, we was at the dollar store. I bought spray and stuff. I'm bleaching down our toilets. I'm spraying our covers because we're going to take a nap. Like, we done been up since 5 a.m. We only got 1 hour of sleep last night. Like, it's time to go to bed. I'm not going to lie. So, this is a long story. I'm not going to hold you. So now, you know, it's like, okay, time to take a nap, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't fall asleep immediately because I was editing a TikTok vlog. So, I hear bamming on the door. As soon as like I'm starting to close my eyes because I'm tired, I hear and I can't really hear what they're saying, but it was giving a yelling like, open up, like, we here. So I'm like, oh, now I gotta meet these girls. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I was a little nervous because I've never met them before. I've never seen them. I don't know anything about them. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, it's time to meet them. So I really don't want to do too many parts. But, okay, comment part 2 for part 2 because the next part is where it's going to get interesting, I promise. I just kind of had to give y'all a backstory. Like I said, I don't want this to be too messy, so I'm going to try to keep it cute. You know what I'm saying? But, like, also, it got really messy. And it got really messy when the trip ended, when by the time we got home, they decided to bump gums. But comment part 2 for part 2, and I will post it. But I'm going to keep it respectful because, you know, that's just how I am. I'm going to keep it respectful.